The difference between building income and building wealth. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to make a lot of money yet never actually become wealthy? At first, that sounds strange. After all, if you're earning a good income, surely you're building wealth as well. But the reality is, those are two completely different things. And understanding that difference could completely change the direction of your business and your future. Most people spend their lives chasing income. They work harder, they take on more clients, they work longer hours, they aim for bigger months, bigger launches, and bigger paydays. There's nothing wrong with earning more money. In fact, building income is important. Income pays the bills, income gives you options, income creates momentum. But income alone doesn't create freedom. That's where many entrepreneurs get stuck. They've built a successful business, but they've also built a business that depends entirely on them. If they stop working, the income stops. If they take a holiday, the business slows down. If they get sick, revenue suffers. What they've really created is a well-paid job. Now, let me be clear. There's absolutely nothing wrong with working hard. Hard work is part of building anything worthwhile. But if every pound you earn is directly connected to every hour you work, you've created a ceiling that eventually becomes impossible to break through, because there are only 24 hours in a day. That's why at some point every entrepreneur needs to make a shift, not from working, but from simply earning to owning, because wealth isn't built by working more. Wealth is built by owning assets that continue creating value long after today's work has been finished. Think about that for a moment. The world's wealthiest business owners aren't necessarily working every hour of every day. They've built systems, they've built brands, they've built intellectual property, they've built investments, they've built businesses that continue producing value, whether they're sitting at a desk or spending time with their family. That's the difference. Income is something you earn, wealth is something you build. Now, if you're building an online business, this becomes even more powerful. Every piece of content you create can become an asset. A single video can generate leads for years. A well-designed course can educate thousands of people without you teaching every lesson live. An automated email sequence can build relationships while you're asleep. A digital product can be sold around the world 24 hours a day. Each one becomes another brick in a business that's bigger than your calendar. Instead of asking yourself, how can I make more money this month? Start asking, what can I build today that will still be creating value 5 years from now? That one question changes everything. It changes how you create content. It changes how you market. It changes how you sell. It changes how you invest your time. Because instead of chasing the next payment, you're building long-term leverage, and leverage is where freedom begins. Another important point is this: wealth isn't just about money, it's about choices. The choice to spend more time with your family, the choice to serve people because you want to, not because you have to, the choice to support causes that matter, the choice to enjoy peace instead of constant financial pressure. That's real wealth. As someone who's passionate about helping people build businesses online, I believe our goal should never simply be to make money. Our goal should be to create something valuable, something that serves people, something that continues helping others long after we've finished creating it. That's how businesses grow. That's how brands become trusted. And that's how legacies are built. If you're just starting your journey, don't worry if you're currently focused on building income. That's completely normal. Every successful business starts there. The important thing is recognizing that income is the beginning, not the destination. As your business grows, begin shifting your focus, create systems, build assets, document your processes, develop recurring revenue, invest consistently, create content that remains valuable for years, not just days. Every one of those decisions compounds. And that's another lesson people often overlook. Wealth is rarely created overnight.
It's created through thousands of consistent decisions made over many years. Small improvements, small investments, small systems, small assets. Over time, those small decisions become something extraordinary. The same principle applies to life. The habits you build today become the results you experience tomorrow. The discipline you show today becomes the freedom you enjoy later. That's why patience is such an underrated business strategy. We live in a world obsessed with instant results. But the businesses that last, the brands that become respected, the entrepreneurs who leave a lasting impact, almost always play the long game. They're thinking in years, not weeks. They're building foundations instead of shortcuts.
And that's exactly the mindset I encourage you to adopt. Build income because it creates opportunity. but never stop building wealth, because income can provide comfort, wealth provides freedom. Income can change your month, wealth can change generations. If today's message has challenged the way you think about business, then I'd encourage you to reflect on one simple question. What am I building today that will still be creating value years from now? Answer that honestly, then make your next decision with that future in mind. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I genuinely hope this has given you a fresh perspective on what it really means to build a business that lasts. I'll see you in the next video.